when to use what tool, or what are the different options you go about integration. I think there was a question around MuleSoft or and all, what platform should be used. So I'll basically explain when to use PIPO and when to use CPI based on my experience and understanding. And there might be different understanding as well, but feel free to add if you have any inputs on that. So, our integrations are mostly divided into 4 different areas. First thing is on-premise to on-premise. When I say on-premise, it means that my sender and receiver system, or let's say if I am having 50 interfaces, then most of my interfaces are running either from a file system to ECC system that is on-premise, or bringing some data, pulling some data from an SQL server that is again in somewhere in my ecosystem, my landscape, I'm pulling the data, or even from a B2B partner, but that is not on cloud. I'm getting some data or sending some data to them and they are using it. So that is called as on-premise to on-premise integration. So if few folks are from PIPO background, so file to file kind of scenario, or file to JDBC kind of scenarios, or even to some extent previous cases IDOC to file when the ECC used to be on premise only. So if you are having bulk of your scenarios falling in this category, then PIPO is the option that you can go for. That is the option. Any on-premise middleware can be used, whether it is PIPO or any other web method on-premise is there. You can use that without even the customer is asking that shall I go for cloud based middleware and all. So the one good answer is why you want to go for your on-premise to on-premise application to be connected through a cloud application or integrated to a cloud application, if you can go and live with that. Another type of integration is on-premise to cloud, or other way, cloud to on-premise. So in this case, on-premise to cloud, so examples can be when we have a, let's say, ECC system and I want to connect that to a SuccessFactors system or a Salesforce system, which is connecting to software as a service application, SaaS based product, monday.com, or any other application that is on the cloud. Then what option you should choose, what middleware you should choose in doing these kind of integrations. Again, it depends what is the majority of it. And another question that you need to ask the customer, if there is any existing investment by the customer. Let's say the customer says that, okay, I'm running PIPO from last 10 years and CPI is the option. So here the options would be either PI or CPI or any other cloud-based middleware. But the weightage should go to one more question, that if the customer is having any existing investment, because these kind of integrations can also be done using PIPO. You might have done it in the past if you are coming with that background. You might have definitely connected to any application that was running on a cloud or any web service for if you take an example that might be located on some cloud system. So that can be done by both on-premise middleware or on cloud middleware. But if the customer is having an existing investment in PI or on-premise middleware, we can very well recommend that, okay, you go ahead and use that. And moving on, if your future strategy, if your future roadmap is to move on the cloud, then go for any cloud-based middleware as per your future strategy. But as of now, you can live with that. Next kind of integration is on cloud to on cloud. Nowadays, our ERP systems or the other applications are also moving to on cloud, be it Microsoft Dynamics or my ERP systems. Let's say Oracle is moving to cloud, Oracle Transport Manager is there, or my S4HANA systems are also on cloud these days. So, and then my SuccessFactors, Salesforce.com, many other applications are on the cloud. And Even if the customer is having bulk of the integrations that is going to be on cloud application, and still if they have invested in any on-premise middleware, the good suggestion to give the customer would be it is better to go with on cloud, because anyways your future roadmap is aligning to that and most of your applications are all on the cloud. Then you should go with a cloud-based middleware. Another option can be a hybrid, where there can be mix and match of these 1, 2, 3. Then the decision would be all dependent upon the mix of whether it is heavy on on-premise or whether it is heavy on cloud, or the customer is insisting that I just want to go with my existing middleware only. Then you can take that decision, because it is not like that any of these integration cannot be done with PI, PO or CPI. Everything can be done, but based on situation, based on your input that you will be getting from the customer, you have to advise the customer accordingly that okay, which middleware you should opt for. Okay.